Rob Gronkowski just got traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the other day, and he's going to be joining his old teammate, Tom Brady. Now, for those like me who are Pats fans, don't hate me if you're not, go Pats! It's hard to see him leaving, but at the same time, it's good to see that him and Tom are going to be on the same team together. Now, in this video, we're not going to be talking about the trade itself, but rather, we're going to be looking at Rob and his charisma. What's made him so dang likable throughout the years, even if you happen to hate the Pats. Don't hate us for being winners. And in turn, we're going to learn what sort of things we can incorporate into our lives so that we can increase our own charisma and likability. So let's do it! Before we jump into it, please do hit that like and subscribe button. What it does is it helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithm so that we can get it out there to more people. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is that Gronk is incredible at what he does. He's an amazing football player and he is going to go to the Hall of Fame. So that already helps his likability. And if he wasn't as good at football, likely that he wouldn't get as much attention off the field. That said, there are other incredible athletes out there in other sports and in football that don't get the sort of love that Rob does. As an example, look at Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is arguably one of the best players in the NBA right now, but he's also known for being pretty quiet and awkward off the court.
If the Raptors win the NBA title, what do you think this will mean for Canada and the Toronto Raptors?
I'm really not sure. I guess you really have to ask somebody on the street. I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Now that right there is just a few examples of Kawhi, but because of his lack of charisma, he doesn't get the sort of attention off the court as Rob does. And another example of an incredible athlete who also isn't as exciting is Tom Brady. Now don't get me wrong, I love Tom Brady, and he's an incredible athlete, but he's just not quite as exciting and entertaining off the field as Rob is. So as an example, here's a clip of Rob at the 2019 Super Bowl parade after their win over the Falcons. He's clearly having a good time dancing on the bus, his shirt is off, he's extremely animated with both his body and his face, and you can tell that he has lots and lots of energy. So the important thing to note here is that Rob is enjoying himself. Now, I've talked about this before in other videos, but we affect one another emotionally. So if you're high energy and you're feeling good, then others that are around you are also going to feel a little more high energy and are going to feel better about themselves. Especially considering that he is a part of the attraction at this Super Bowl parade. He's on the bus, he's one of the best players on the team. People are looking to him and following his emotional state. And this makes him more likable. And so what we can do is we don't necessarily need to be quite as high energy as Rob, but if we're showing that we're enjoying ourselves, we're letting loose a little bit, we're showing our emotions, this is going to increase our likability. And now, in contrast, we have Tom Brady. So in this clip, we see Tom waving, and his smile, at times, it just seems a bit forced. Maybe because he's just kind of been there, done that. Maybe he's more introverted and this isn't really his thing. But we also want to point out that Tom is wearing all black. He's wearing a hat that's black, a shirt that's black, and also sunglasses that look to be black. Now, covering your eyes, it creates distance between ourselves and others. Eyes are really important. When we look at someone, we look at their eyes, we're able to better read them, we're able to better understand them, and they help us to connect better with the person that we're speaking to. But when we wear sunglasses, ultimately what we're doing is we're putting a barrier in between us and the other person. And there's nothing wrong with being calmer he's just not going to garner the same level of excitement and intrigue that Rob is. Next, we see Rob on The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien, and he's talking about a little story here about a slip and slide.
The slip and slide created because we got home from an after party. My brother took the soap and just started squirting it everywhere in the house.
That's what people do when they come home from a party.
He took the faucet off the fountain, started spraying the water everywhere at people, and we're like, what's going on? What's he doing? And the next thing you know, we started sliding, and it was this one person decided just to run full speed, jump on the ground, and just slide across. We all thought it was pretty cool. And we all just hopped in. Next thing you know, we were in our boxers, our bras.
Before we go forward, storytelling is incredibly, incredibly powerful. We as humans have been using storytelling since the beginning of time because of how incredible it is at conveying a message. So if you can use story, it's just going to increase your likability. Now, going back to the clip, as you heard, Rob had just said our bras. Clearly he meant women, but it sounded like he was saying that he was wearing a bra. Now, when Conan asks him about that, watch how he responds.
We were in our boxers, our bras and stuff. And
our bras? What do you mean, our bras?
My brother somehow always wore like a piece of a woman's clothing.
That right there is incredible. He followed it up by saying that his brother just somehow always wore a piece of woman's clothing. Awesome. Now, there's ultimately two ways to handle that. When you know that you've been caught saying something a little off, you can either try to explain it away, or you can turn it into a joke, either about yourself or about someone else. So when you're speaking and you slip up like that and the other person asks you what you meant, there's tension. And that tension needs to be released. And the best way to release that tension is through a joke. You can either poke fun at yourself or at someone else. Just don't be too mean about it. People love to laugh and feel good, so go along with what the other person assumed. In this case, Conan assumed that Gronk wore a bra. And so Gronk turned it into a joke. This makes you funny and people start to like you more. They start to associate humor and feeling good with you, and that essentially draws people towards you. Next, here's a clip of Gronk on Family Feud. So here we see Rob dancing, so he doesn't mind letting loose. It's funny and it's entertaining and it's endearing. It makes him relatable, even if his dance moves aren't that great. So just like with the Super Bowl parade, it shows that he can enjoy himself and that he's comfortable in his own skin. And again, we affect one another emotionally. So if we're having a good time, then others are gonna have a good time too, at least a little bit. And if we're comfortable, then others are going to feel more comfortable too. This next one is great and it's extremely unique.
There's an opportunity. Can I just...
Need some help?
I think I got this, but thank you. Maybe. All right, thanks, man. I'll see you in a minute. Hold on one second. All right, that was cool.
So that right there is incredible. Rob just interrupted a White House press hearing and he asked Sean if he needed help. I mean, who does that? People like a little bit of unpredictability. Now, not the bad kind, but the good kind that leads to feeling good and a little bit of laughter. It spices things up, it makes it fun, and it changes up the general flow of things. Those press meetings are a serious thing, so a little bit of laughter is great. And also, it's endearing. It makes Rob seem human and relatable. Think about it, we see Rob and all these other athletes on TV, on the big screen, getting all of this attention, and they just seem so much different and so far away from us. And so when Rob does something like this, it just makes him seem, again, more like one of us, more human, and it makes him more likable and relatable. This next video is awesome. Gronk goes undercover as a Lyft driver.
Hey there, welcome to Lyft. Oh, I think that was perfect.
Just the fact that he would do this is awesome. Again, it makes him more relatable. He's doing something that a normal person would do, like drive for Lyft. Also, he's funny about it, and again, it's unpredictable and in a good way. It's it's going to lead to being entertaining and to laughter. Now, on this next part of the same video, Rob and this lady are talking about Tom's incredible skin. And the lady pokes fun at Rob, saying that he spends time thinking about Tom putting on lotion. And watch how he handles it.
I want to know what he puts on his skin. What is it?
Oh man, I swear. He probably puts this lotion on all the time after he showers. I should have went there. No.
What, you can't stop thinking about him putting lotion on his body?
I've always had a man crush on him.
Again, it's a release of tension through laughter. He sticks to what her assumption was, which is that he spends time thinking about Tom putting lotion on himself, and he just turns it into a joke where he ends up making fun of himself. And finally, at this other part, Rob asks the guy that he's driving if he would yell out Gronk if he actually ended up meeting Rob. And at first, the guy was a little hesitant.
What if you met him? Would you yell it?
Maybe if I met him.
If you met him, you would yell it?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're about to yell it then. Because you just met Rob Gronkowski.
Wait, really?
What's up?
Gronk! Yeah!
So Gronk takes off his disguise, there's a shock value, it's exciting, and the guy ends up yelling Gronk. Again, there's that unpredictability that led to laughter. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure Gronk has other great traits, but these are the ones that just stuck out to me. So, to boost your likability, enjoy yourself, tell stories, tell jokes, be a bit unpredictable, and learn to laugh at yourself. All of this will boost your charisma and draw more people towards you. I'm a big fan of Gronk, and I wish him the best of luck in Tampa and in the rest of his life. He's an incredible human and athlete, and we are lucky to be able to witness such greatness. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe down below. Again, it helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps to boost this video. Until next time.
I just farted. It doesn't even smell.